Welcome to the Swamps of Dominaria. As far as opening hand goes, yes. Gonna keep on this one. We got Realms Uncharted, which is just absolutely bananas with Muldrotha. And we've got Buried Alive, which is also just like a 3-mana, 3-card tutor, which is always a ton of fun. So we've got a wonderful start, and we've got Ancient Tomb. We've got a little scurry action. This is everything that you want to see opening hand. Oh, there we go, Deathrite Shaman. I got worried that our opponent was going to lead off with Thoughtseize. I was like, uh-oh, that's not going to be good. Let's go and lead off with Temple of Mystery. Get the Scry going, the Scurry, the Fever, the Insanity. Sidisi's Faithful is actually really good. I like that. We're going to put that on top. It's really hard to stop that. And then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Muldrotha, the Gravetide, the official dredger of the Swamps of Dominaria. Just going to make sure we find some really good stuff for you today. During each of your turns, you may play up to one permanent card of each permanent type from your graveyard. If you're keeping score at home, that basically means anything that's going to stick around the battlefield. So planeswalkers, enchantments, artifacts, creatures, lands, pretty much everything that's not an instant or sorcery for the most part. We're playing against Sliver Hivelord. Sliver creatures you control have indestructible 5/5. 5/5 indestructible. So it looks like we're probably, and look at this. Look at those foil lands looking pretty good. Looks like we're probably playing against 5-color control, with Sliver Hivelord as being like an indestructible creature. So we'll kind of see what we're up against, but definitely with that Deathrite Shaman on the battlefield, that's probably what we're going to be running into. Now, as far as the Muldrotha build, there really hasn't not been a lot of changes to it. We're still pretty much kind of in the same situation that we were last time. Last time I recorded the deck, we haven't really made a ton of changes because I think I added Biogenic Ooze, maybe? I can't remember. We'll see. So we go Sidisi's Faithful, bounce it back to the hand, and then we get down Mana Vault. I think it's a good line of play to go for. It'll kind of stop the turn. Yeah, quick little Sliver Hivelord. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's go Sidisi's Faithful. We're going to exploit Sidisi's Faithful, bounce Deathrite Shaman back to our opponent's hand. Yes, we're going to sacrifice that creature, send Mr. Deathrite back, get down Blooming Marsh, go for Mana Vault. There we go, and we'll kick the turn over there. So that way, if they did end up having their 4th land drop, we'll see if they have it. That's going to at least kind of delay us getting down Sliver Hivelord. So I kind of like that line of play. It also gives us the opportunity to slam a quick Muldrotha next turn. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. We get down Muldrotha, and kind of puts our opponent in this position of, do we get down Deathrite Shaman again? Do we have to watch out for our counter spell? Either way, we're going to be pretty good. And once we do finally get down Muldrotha, the only downside is we don't have a sack land. If we had a sack land or a fetch land, that would be just absolutely wonderful. But we don't. And also, there we go. Opponent's going to get down Deathrite Shaman. So now we might be running into a counter spell, but hey, this is the Swamps of Muldrotha. It's nice and stinky. We want to make sure our opponent has some nice and stinky swamp action. So that's ooh. Yeah, Soul Ring. Okay, so we end up going Swamp. We go Mana Vault for 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I like that. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is fine. If they counter it, we'll go for some other stuff. We'll get down Soul Ring, and let's go for Muldrotha now. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. That's going to be Soul Tie colors and tap down for Soul Ring. So if they've got a counter spell, we get Muldrotha to stick. Now, unfortunately, we cannot get down Sidisi at this point, but at least next turn we can get down Sidisi. That'll give us the opportunity of bouncing Sliver Hivelord. One of the things about building a Muldrotha deck is you kind of want to be a pain in somebody's side, especially 1 versus 1. So being able to, being able to get down Sidisi's Faithful turn after turn is not exactly what a Sliver Hivelord opponent wants to see, but you can see our opponent did take care of that one. But we do have Buried Alive at our disposal. Do we want to untap Mana Vault? That's going to be 1, 2. No, because we have some spells that we need to pay for this turn. Grizzly Salvage. We're going to get 1 damage dealt to us, and we get down Ancient Tomb. Okay, so we Buried Alive. Do we do this main phase? Yeah, I think we do. So we go Buried Alive first. That way, if they've got a counter spell or some sort of bounce spell in Muldrotha, we can just very kind of slow roll this, because the last thing I want to do is get into combat and our opponent go for some sort of action or whatever. So we're going to go Buried Alive. We just want to get a full assortment of great creatures. So Acidic Slime's going to be a good way for us to kind of deal with that. I think what we want to do is we want to go Plague Crafter. Get down Plague Crafter. Hydroid Crasis could be definitely an option. I still think we want some more bouncing stuff to kind of bounce some stuff back, or if we just simply go Hedron Crab. That might be a pretty good option too. I think I kind of like that. So we go Hedron Crabs, we got Plaguecrafter, Hedron Crab, and I think we just go Mancer. Well, no, we've got to fight a Deathrite Shaman, so we need to be pretty good with this one. So we need to kind of double up on the removal. Oh, dang it. I clicked on Fauna Shaman. Well, we can still end up going for Plaguecrafter out of the graveyard. If they've got a counterspell, they've got it. Wasn't really wanting Fauna Shaman. That was not going to be my best pick to go for. But at least we're going to be able to deal with Deathrite Shaman. So we're going to sacrifice him, get rid of him, and we're good. All right, we're going to go and swing in for 6. We still got Hedron Crab, though, which is going to be good. And then next turn, we're going to go for Realms Uncharted. So we're off to a pretty good start. We got Muldrotha down for a 6/6. We can definitely deal some good damage to our opponent with commander damage. And got hit with a Bajuka Bog. At least we got rid of Deathrite Shaman, and then we can rebuild with Realms Uncharted. Running stuff like Realms Uncharted and Buried Alive in a deck like Muldrotha, it feels so good. Because they're just like 3 mana tutors. Okay, so do we want to untap Mana Vault 1/2? Yeah, I think this would be a good turn to do this. Right? I don't think we're really wanting to sit easier at this point right now. And then we can build up that mana. Birds of Paradise. Let's go Realms Uncharted. And since we haven't made a land drop out of the graveyard this turn, we can simply just go Realms Uncharted. So let's get this popped out really quick. Let's go Dakmor Salvage. We definitely want to grab Command Beacon. Yeah, because that way we can dodge any sort of commander attacks. And let's grab a fetch land. That way we can just consistently keep making these land drops. And we need to grab one more. We're going to grab another fetch land. So Pluto Delta. We'll grab Misty, because that's going to give us the best opportunity. Click OK. All right, so this is going to be a good little pile. We grabbed 4 cards off of Realms Uncharted, but as you can tell, we're playing a graveyard deck, so pretty much it's just a 3-mana tutor for 4 cards, which is really nice. Let's give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders. If you want to get into Magic Online, they're your #1 card vendor. Pauper, Legacy, Commander 1 vs 1, Commander Multiplayer, they've got you covered. No wild cards needed at all. You can grab whatever cards you need at any given time. So, be sure to check them out. And also, check out inkgaming.com. Use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off your order and help the channel out at the same time. So, that's a wonderful way to do that. Let's go. I think we go Misty. Because that way we at least get down Birds of Paradise. Yeah, I think that sounds good. We crack Misty. Let's grab ourselves a tropical island. And let's get this popped out just a little bit bigger. There we go. Get down Birds of Paradise. The good thing is that Sliver Hive Lord is indestructible. But at least we can... well, I guess we'll just hold him back. Because indestructible, we're not even going to be able to get in. So we might as well just hold back Muldrotha. So our opponent did get down Sliver Hive Lord. We're going to be able to keep Muldrotha in check. If it had Trample, we would go for that. And I think we are running a fun of... we're running Rancor in here, potentially. We'll see. Now, our opponent did suspend an Ancestral Vision, so we'll get that popped up. That way we can kind of keep track of that and not forget about it. Okay, so we are going to see some slivers. So maybe it's like a 5-color sliver mix. But either way... you know, playing against a control-based 5-color deck and with slivers is always pretty gnarly to play against. All right, now, we do have CDC next turn we can go for. That's going to be the exploitability. That does allow us to grab another sacrifice creature, so we can actually exploit CDC and then kind of go for that really explosive turn. I think we like that. Not going to pay for Mana Vault. You are untapped Mana Vault. Go home. Command Beacon. Yeah, let's go Misty. And let's go for that CDC line of play. This can be black, then 1/2. Actually, we can tap down Mana Vault. And did we already make the land drop for the turn? Yes, we did. We got down Misty, and that'll be another black source. Unfortunately, we can't go triple. No, we can go Birds of Paradise. There we go. Kind of misjudged that for a second. Let's go. CDC Undead Vizier. We're going to grab another sacrifice creature. And I think we're going to exploit CDC. We want her in the graveyard. Yes, we're going to use that ability. And we're going to grab Merciless Executioner. That's going to go into our hand. Let's go. Birds of Paradise. Get down Merciless Executioner. And then that way we can still recast it out of the graveyard. We're going to make them sacrifice Merciless Executioner. We'll see who they sacrifice. Probably going to sacrifice the 2-headed Sliver. All right, opponent's going to scoop it up on this one. So we do end up getting down the kind of the sacrifice lock on our opponent. It is hard to kind of combat that. When you're playing a graveyard deck like Muldrotha and our opponent is playing a control deck, if you don't have any sort of answer to stop this lock, long story short, we're just going to get the commander attacks up on Sliver Hive Lord going really, really quick. And there's really not much that our opponent's going to be able to do to kind of stop that if they don't have any graveyard removal. Thankfully, we were able to get taken care of Deathrite Shaman very quickly on. That would have been a completely different game if we weren't able to deal with Deathrite Shaman. But it also goes to show you that Muldrotha can be really resilient and that we can just get down a ton of value and really kind of stop our opponent's game plan. So the way this game probably would have played out is that we sacrifice these 2 creatures and then Muldrotha just goes to town in 3 more turns for commander damage because we just basically have that repeated line of play with Merciless Executioner. We've got Sidisi out of the graveyard too to grab whatever sort of card that we need. And so unfortunately in 1 versus 1, sometimes you get a Muldrotha, not necessarily, I would call it a soft lock. So that was definitely like a soft lock on the game. Tutor out of the graveyard and just, you know, whatever you want to get down, Muldrotha's good to go. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Grand Arbiter Filibusters. Hope you're excited. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I like this. We've got 4 lanes in the hand. We have Worn Power Stone, High Alert, which is a brand new card for the deck, and we have Sphinx Revelation. So hopefully we can find ourselves some wonderful petitioners with the Sphinx Revelation, and anything else will let our opponent get this game started. And we are playing against the Church of Athreos, so I'm really excited about this. I always enjoy, I get little kid excited when I get to play against Athreos. So let's go ahead and lead off with a Prairie Stream, have that into the battlefield tapped, and then anything else, we're going to kick it back over there. We're playing Grand Arbiter, the Fart Monster himself. White and blue spells we cast cost 1 less to cast, then spells our opponents cast cost 1 more to cast. We're playing against Athreos, God of Passage. Indestructible Devotion 7 turns into a creature, and then whenever another creature you own dies, return it to your hand unless target opponent pays 3 life. So, and then opponent's going to reveal a Mana Crypt off of that mana, the Enlightened Tutor flip, so we'll get that popped up. See if that's something that they're interested in going for. And we did cover both commanders. Give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders. If you're in the market to get into any sort of Legacy, Commander, Modern, Pauper, Penny Dreadful, any of the fun formats in the history of Magic, be sure to check out MTGO and check out MTGOTraders. And let's give a shout out to inkedgaming.com. Let's say that you're in the market for a custom playmat. Hit up inkgaming.com, use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off your order and help the channel out at the same time. All right, so our opponent's going to go for Tide Hollow Sculler, and they're going to, yeah, that makes sense. They're going to take our High Alert. That's a little bit of a bummer. It is interesting that they did not go for a Sphinx Revelation, so let's lead off with a Hollowed Fountain. And we'll have that come into play tapped, and then anything else, kick it back over there. So, covered commanders, we covered sponsors. It is officially free time. We can have some fun. Now, as far as this deck goes, if you haven't seen this before, it may not look like it, but this is a petitioner deck. You know, one of the things petitioners like to do is they like to read scrolls, and they like to bust some heads. You know, we're all out of scrolls for today. This is Petitioner Tribal, and I wanted to build a persistent petitioner deck, and I just kept looking at stuff like High Alert and different things like that. It's like, man, that's sounds like a really fun deck to pilot. Let's go Misty. Let's get down Misty. Let's get down Worn Power Stone. The other thing that we do have in this deck is we have a ton of mana rocks in here. One of the things that we certainly want to do is if we can't find the petitioners, we want to be able to tap out for a really nice Sphinx Revelation. And, you know, we are looking at getting down Tezzeret next turn. We can get the Thopter. And if we get into 2 more artifacts, that'll make it to where we can go for the 0 ability. But I think one of the main things that we may end up going for next turn is getting down Mr. Fart Monster himself. That's going to give us a reduced cost on our spells. And if we can find those petitioners, I know they're hanging out somewhere. We can get those down and really start swinging in. Outside of the petitioners in the deck, I think we're running around 24 petitioners. One of the ways that we do win, our opponent does unfortunately have it on the underneath Tide Hollow, and that's going to be a High Alert. It allows our creatures to deal toughness equal to their deal damage equal to the toughness rather than their power. So you get in a bunch of petitioners, they're 1/3s, you start swinging in, and your opponent's like, wow, that's awesome. Do it again, Jolt. And we're like, yep. We'll keep doing it. All right, so we draw the Stroke of Genius. Let's go Island. So I think at this, yeah, I think that's going to be better. Just in case I've got any sort of shenanigans on that side, I feel pretty good getting down not Worn Power Stone, but Grand Arbiter. So we get down Grand Arbiter, and then also puts us in a position to where next turn we can kind of set up either like a Stroke of Genius where we can draw some cards, probably end up saving Sphinx Revelation if we end up hitting some sort of mana rocks off a Stroke of Genius, and that'll also kind of clear the way for us to get down Tezzeret. I did mention we have High Alert in here. This is a new addition to the deck. There's something else that I added. I cannot remember. We do have Thrumming Stone in here that has the Ripple for 4, so that allows us to kind of dig just a little bit deeper into our library. And I think I added, oh man, There's something I added after the last series that I did, and I cannot for the life of me remember. But anyway, I added a couple. Adaby gave some really good suggestions, so I think I added a couple of those in there. All right, so we've got the Palace Jeller. Mr. Grand Arbiter is going to go back to the command zone, and that's going to make our opponent the Monarch. So we've got ourselves a game. So we might end up going for, I think we'll probably just end up going for Stroke of Genius. That's going to be at least 4 cards in our hand, and that'll allow us to get some good, get some artifacts down, hopefully. Maybe we can find ourselves into a board wipe or something like that. And we draw into Path to Exile. So we go Plains, and next turn we're taking a hit for 5. It's going to be 7. It's going to be 9. It's going to put us down to 9. We do still have Sphinx Revelation, so you know what? I think I like doing this. Let's go Stroke of Genius, and we definitely want to target ourselves. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. We could try to get down Grand Arbiter, but I really like cashing in this 4-card draw. All right, so we're going to draw 4 cards, and then it also puts us in a position where we... Look at that. Look at all those petitioners. All right, anything else? No, I think we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. Now, we do have mana drain, but I think at this point, if we just want to get bodies on the battlefield, I might just end up getting rid of mana drain. I mean, that does set us up for a really nice Sphinx Revelation, and now that I think about it, yeah, let's hold on to mana drain. We'll get rid of Ghost Quarter. I definitely wanted to make the lane drop next turn, but with these petitioners, and that's the other good thing about playing this as the Grand Arbiter being the commander, is that it's going to make these petitioners just cost 1 blue mana. You can get them down. You can go for the activated ability of milling, but you know, we're playing against Athreos, so there's a lot of Living Deaths hanging around in Athreos deck. I know a church that likes to run Living Death a lot. It's our church. And we're not really going to help our opponent out by dumping a bunch of cards in the graveyard. So if you came here for some milling action, I suggest that you go check out my Tezzeret Phoenix Crank deck. That is a Mind Crank combo. And in fact, I think the most recent video that I did on that playlist, we do end up getting the Mind Crank combo going. So if you're sitting there saying, Jolt, why haven't you milled yet? Hey, we're here to bust some heads. All right, so it's going to knock us down to 8. That's going to be 10 total commander damage that we've been dealt. And we'll decide how we would end up going for this Path to Exile. We do need to stop that Monarch token. That is something that we don't really want to run into anymore. Okay, Sapphire Medallion. So when we're looking at Path to Exile on Athreos, that's going to be 1, 2, 3. That's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. So they do have lethal. We can go for something like Tezzeret. That'll give us a few extra artifacts. We can get down a Thopter and still end up going for... Yeah, we go Sapphire Medallion. That's going to give us reduced costs on Tezzeret and then still leave up Path to Exile on Athreos and give us just 1 blocker. And that puts us in a really tight spot for Sphinx Revelation. Yeah, let's go for it. Maybe we can somehow make this work. So we're going to get down Sapphire Medallion. We're going to get reduced costs on Tezzeret. Let's get down Mr. Tezzeret himself. And we're just going to get a Thopter on the battlefield. Maybe our opponent decides to start swinging at Tezzeret. More than likely, they're going to swing in at us. But let's go for the +1. Let's get a Thopter on the battlefield. That'll give us Metalcraft for next turn. And we'll go for Path to Exile during the combat step. That way we can at least kind of force some sort of... you know, weird sort of combat step if our opponent is swinging at Tezzeret or swinging in at us. And that kind of puts us on at least of a little bit of a better Sphinx Revelation. Now, we do have 1 board wipe in the deck, and that is Austere Command. This is definitely one of those decks that's a little bit more of a fun-focused deck. So we do not have a ton of the, you know, basic building blocks of a commander deck. So hopefully we can find Austere Command sometime quick and get rid of all of these creatures. But the only downside to that is that they do have Athreos, and that's going to be able to give them some of those triggers, so we'll have to definitely play around that. And let's see, they're swinging in at us. Yeah, they're not biting on Tezzeret. Okay, so let's go Path to Exile on Athreos. Let's go and send him to the Underworld. And since Mother of Runes is attacking, they're not going to be able to give Athreos protection. All right, so it's going to put it at 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we do need to block on Palace Jailer, because it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we block on Palace Jailer. The only downside is that they do have the Skull Clamp on Palace Jailer. So, all right, so it's going to get rid of them. It's going to put us down to 2. They're going to cash in 2 card draw. And, you know, worst case scenario, we can get down a few petitioners and hopefully kind of dodge some of these creatures. We do have the Thopter from Tezzeret. We do have 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be at least 4 bodies on the battlefield to kind of stop those creatures from swinging in. So let's see what we rip into. Draw into Jace the Mind Sculptor. And then we do have the reduced cost with Sapphire Medallion. Okay, so if we end up going Sphinx Revelation full out, that's going to be 1, 2, 3. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to put us up to 7. Yeah, I'm not super wild about that. So let's go for the +1 ability. Let's get a Thopter on the battlefield. And then we go Jace, and then we can go for 2 more Petitioners. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. All right, so we go Jace. And we go for the -1 ability. Let's go and return a creature back to its hand. Let's go and send... Well, if they end up going for Tide Hollow, they'll be able to go for that again. You know, let's go and bounce some other runes back to the hand. I think that's going to be a little bit of a better option for us. That way they don't really have any protection. They can't swing in. We'll send that back. Let's get down the Petitioners. There we go, for 1 blue mana. Then get down another one for 1 blue mana. This is a really tight race what we're doing right now, but thankfully we're still kind of working towards Tezzeret, and we still have Jace to kind of bounce some stuff back, and then hopefully we can kind of stabilize. Maybe we can get to a point to where we can get down Grand Arbiter next turn, and then gain a little bit of life from Sphinx Revelation. But this has definitely been an interesting match. It seems like sometimes when I've gone to record this deck, we end up with some really good tribal board states. But you can definitely see where this deck is not necessarily just full on, just kind of goofy. Once we get down High Alert, if we can get that back from Tide Hollow, and we find ourselves a few more Petitioners, we can really get some good stuff going on our side. Now, with Sapphire Medallion, this is basically almost just kind of replace Grand Arbiter at this point. We definitely want to get down Grand Arbiter just to kind of... Oh no, Elish Norn. She's a sworn enemy of the church. And that's going to be the whole crew swinging in. Good game to our opponent, man. We're going to toss that one up. Yeah, because even if we block with the double Petitioners, we've got Viscera Seer swinging in. Yeah, so good game to our opponent. Unfortunately, Elish Norn is definitely going to seal the deal on this one. We tried to stabilize, but unfortunately with Athreos swinging in, that was a ton of pressure from our opponent. And Athreos really kind of showed the... what the word of Athreos is all about. All right, so that puts us down to -9. You know, it always stinks to lose in Magic, but to lose to Athreos, you know, I'll definitely take that. You know, it's going to make some parishioners somewhere very happy. So, but anyway, you can see we've tried to stabilize with the persistent Petitioners, but unfortunately we weren't able to do that. Elish Norn showed up to the party and definitely wrecked our Thopter party and the Petitioner party. But if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Mathas, the Bounty Hunter. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, we're going to keep on this one. I like this hand a lot. We've got the turn 1 Scry, the Scurry, the Fever, the Insanity, the Descent Sword. Yeah. Oh, that's protection from Izoni. So we'll definitely put that on top. And then anything else, we'll go and pass turn to our opponent. But yes, welcome to Mathas Fiend Seeker. We got some Bounty Hunters for you today. It's been a long time since we played this deck. And so I'm really excited. Got it updated, and we'll talk about some of the new cards for the deck here in just a second. But let's cover our commander. So we're playing Mathas Fiend Seeker. Fiend Seeker. There we go. Let's get down, I guess, Windswept Heath. We do need to find another black source for Hero's Downfall. So let's go and get down Windswept Heath. Let's go and crack a Windswept Heath. And I'm going to grab Godless Shrine. Let's just have that come into play tap. That way we don't have to worry about it later. And we can continue to cover our commanders. Nothing else for 2. Playing Mathas at the beginning of your end step, put a bounty counter on target creature an opponent controls. Then, for as long as that creature has a bounty counter on it, whenever this creature dies, each opponent draws a card and gains 2 life. So we're going to brand our opponent's creatures and get some spot removal going and cash in a card draw, some life gain. We're playing against Izoni, the Thousand-Eyed. Whenever Izoni enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black and green insect creature token for each creature card in your graveyard. Oh, there we go, running Scrubland. I guess at this point, since our opponent doesn't really have anything on the battlefield, I kind of like going for Duretti. I think that'd be pretty good. So let's get down a Scrubland. Let's go for Duretti. And I love Duretti. He's such a good planeswalker. We get this down. Let's go for the +1. And we're basically just going to be getting as many construct tokens on the battlefield as quickly as possible. And we'll kick back over there. Playing against Izoni, graveyard, tokens. And then for a 2-mana activation, sacrifice another creature, you gain 1 life, and you draw a card. Let's give a quick shout out. Oh, man. Opponent Ravenous Chupacabra, but that's not the end of the world. We can still end up making another one. So let's go for the +1. And I think at this point, yeah, it'd be a good opportunity to get down Mathas. Yeah, I like that. So it's going to be white. Actually, we need to tap that down for red first. So it's going to be red, black, and then white. Let's get down Mathas. That way we can brand that Ravenous Chupacabra. And since there's nothing else for 1, let's go and go for Temple of Mouse and get the additional Scry going, the Scurry. And, well... yeah, let's put that on the bottom. We could Scry again, but I want to get some sort of action going. Worst case scenario, next turn we are looking at Sword of Feast and Famine, equipping it onto Mathas, swinging in, untapping our lands, and at least still going for Hero's Downfall and Ravenous Chupacabra, so I kind of like that. But yes, quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. They're your #1 source for any sort of new standard needs or any sort of commander needs, so make sure you hit them up. If you've been playing Arena and you want to be able to kind of play decks whenever you want, get the cards whenever you want, not worry about wild cards, Magic Online is definitely the avenue to take. Now, we do have to discard a card. I guess we just get rid of Knight. I think we're okay with that at this point right now. But yeah, you know, wild cards, they are nice on Arena, but at least with Magic Online, you can, like, I threw together a deck the other day that had a ton of rares, and it was like 9 tickets on Magic Online. So if you're wanting to play some standard commander, that's definitely the place for you to check it out. Ooh, we're running into Fleshbag Marauder. Okay, so let's go ahead and get down Rugged Prairie. And we go to ready, sack, destroy target artifact or a creature. Then we go Fleshback Marauder. I really like getting down this Sword of Feast and Famine. Yeah, I think that's going to be really good. The worst case scenario, we're just going to be able to get in for a really nice chunk of damage. So let's go ahead and get the sword over to Mathas. He's going to have the sword in one hand and the branding iron in the other. Let's go and swing in with Mathas. That's a good thing about Sword of Feast and Famine. You know, it always does help if you're playing against a Golgari deck, you know. You'll definitely take that opportunity. But being able to swing in and basically you just get a free combat step to untap your lands is a very, very good feeling. Now, do we want to go for Hero's Downfall, Ravenous Chupacabra? You know, let's just get another counter on. Let's go for the +1 off of Duretti. And the next turn, we'll kind of decide exactly what we want to go for. And we'll be able to put an additional counter. Let's go ahead and put it onto the... probably going to be targeting that jungle creeper. Creepy dude. And then anything else, we'll pass it on. Also, shout out to inkgaming.com. If you're in the market for a custom playmat, they will definitely be able to take care of you. Use coupon code JOLT to get 10% off of your order. So, that is it. Now it is officially free time. We can talk about whatever we want. Let's go and cash in this Hero's Downfall on Jungle Creeper. I think that'd be good. Yeah, so we cash in Hero's Downfall, because what we can do is we can cash in, go for Hero's Downfall, then we can double block the construct tokens on the Ravenous Chupacabra, and that'll be 2 life gain. Yeah, I like that. Get our very own Ravenous Chupacabra, the original one. Let's go to the blocking, double construct tokens on Ravenous Chupacabra. That'll give us another 2 life and also cash in another card draw. Now, I did add Taste to the deck, which I'm really excited about. I'll kind of talk about that here in a second. Read the bones, and then we'll see what else our opponent wants to get down. But yeah, so we made a few updates to the deck. This is something that I recorded a long time ago, and to be perfectly honest, I may not have... let's see, whenever it enters the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So they will end up going for Ravenous Chupacabra. But thankfully, since we do have Sword of Feast and Famine on Mathas, we do not have to worry about that Chupacabra coming down. So we can keep making our construct tokens. And then Uazama's Jitte. Oh, yeah, this is good. Let's get down Battlefield Forge. Let's go for Jitte. Because it's going to be how much to equip? It's going to be 2 to equip, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm fine with that. If we get these charge counters on Mathas, that'll definitely allow us to kind of start kind of picking off, make some of the combat steps not that good for our opponents. So go for the +1 ability, get that construct token. Let's go and swing in with Mathas. It's going to have protection. That will put us at 10 total commander damage. And then also next turn, it does kind of put us in a position where we might end up kind of going for some sort of Jitte counters, making either Mathas a little bit bigger or using it to kind of get rid of some of our opponent's creatures. So we're going to get those 2 charge counters. And I think we just kind of clear the way. We do need to get a token on one of those creatures, but I think at this point, yeah, let's do that. Let's go for Fleshbag. We're not going to be able to cash in... any sort of bounty counter on here, but at least we can get the sacrificing ability going. Let's go and sacrifice the construct token, and they sacrifice the rat. Let's go for Read the Bones. We're just going to scry our library just a little bit deeper. The bones of the people that Mathas has hunted, and then Crux of Fate, and go for the throat. Let's go and put Crux of Fate on the bottom. Well... yeah, we need to leave. Both of these are perfectly fine cards. We don't need to get cute with that card draw. Then anything else will pass the turn. So we've got Fleshback Marauder. If they want to swing in with the Meanderer, or Minder, sorry, threw an extra syllable in there. We'll at least be able to trade and still cash in a bounty token. But as far as some of the new cards I did add to the deck, did add Teysa, because that just works out really well with the Death Trigger. Getting that extra card draw, extra life gains, always nice. Just goes to show you how nice of a card that Teysa was printed. And then we're also running Ethereal Absolution in here. It's another way for us to kind of make it just a little bit easier to get rid of some of our opponent's creatures, and then still also kind of buff the board. Now with the charge counters, they're swinging at ready. We can make it -1. Yeah, we'll just go and let that come across. That's fine. We'll at least be able to go for the throat next turn. And then we're still pushing in, and we're looking at how many. That's going to be +2/+2. That's going to make Mathas a 9/9. And that'll put it at almost commander damage for next turn. So I think we're good with that. So let's get down Swamp. And we're going to do as much of this main phase as possible. So let's go ahead and plus up on to ready. Get that construct token on the battlefield. Let's go for Necrotl. And make sure we don't go too low on black mana. There we go. And that'll be just enough for go for the throat too. So let's get down to Necrotl. We're going to target... oh yeah, I can't target a non-black creature. I forgot about that. Good thing Lana Waros was out there. Let's go for the throat on Meander. That way we can cash in a card draw if we need to get down something on the second main phase. And then that'll be Lightning Greaves. Okay. Then anything else, let's go and push in with the Mathas. And that'll allow us to get in for 15. I think at this point we're just going to leave up Uazama's Jitte. And that way we can just kind of use that to get rid of some of our opponent's creatures. And also once we get that counter onto Ravenous Chupacabra, then we can use that to get rid of it. So yeah, I kind of like that. Let's get down Lightning Greaves. It's going to be 1/2. And not that we need to worry about any sort of protection or spot removal from our opponent. We'll just go and stick Lightning Greaves onto Mathas. And then, oh yeah, look at that. We'll go for that Jitte. We'll see what else they get down for the turn. But they are definitely in top deck mode. So we can definitely... all right, Poto's going to scoop it up on this one. Next turn, we've got the Uazama's Jitte triggers to give us enough commander damage. Or we can even just simply go for the activations of giving creature -1/-1, cashing that bounty counter. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Teysa today. So hopefully we get to see her sometime soon. But you can see how good that would work out with... Well, actually with Teysa... I think that only counts for our opponent. Either way, we've got it in here. We've got some Dessa. It just now hit me that she might not work for our opponent's creatures. But I'll look up that card in a second. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.